Thank you, Phil. We're gonna get started with opening remarks.
Yeah, I thought it was the game didn't let me down in terms of what I expected, because they're a fantastic side and with really good players. And but I also, for the last 2 or 3 days, I've had so much belief and confidence. Even though we're missing LGP, Ventura was out injured, Ryan Shawcross was out injured. I had total belief in what we wanted to do. We had a system of play that we thought would cause them problems, and it did. I still think we can play better in terms of in possession, but I thought we looked really solid defensively. Players that came in were outstanding. Players that played out of position were outstanding. And I think what I said to them at the end is we're beginning to resemble a team that can fight back from disappointments, going to go down, and competing against the best teams. You think Philadelphia, Montreal, and today against Orlando, we've competed and been equally as good. So I want them to have more belief. I want them to have the belief that I have in them, and I think it's another small step forward in terms of where we want to get to. And massively proud. I suppose when you talk about the disallowed goal for them and the fact that we should have had a penalty, maybe they evens itself out. But ultimately, I thought we should have had a penalty. When Julian Carranza went through, he got his leg first, and in any other league in the world, that's a penalty. Obviously not in this one. So I'm pleased and proud. But I've said to them, we've got to finish the job now against Nashville, who again are a brilliant team, and they've rested a lot of their players tonight. So we're going to have to go again on Sunday and produce that kind of performance.
Thank you, Phil. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, Phil. Congrats. I think a draw's congrats is good. Okay. Two quick questions. If you could talk a little more about the defensive lineup, the decision that you made to go with 3 holding midfielders, and why you thought that was going to work against them. And then I also wanted to ask about Victor Ulloa. You mentioned the other day that you've challenged him, coaches have challenged him to take longer passes and, not always go the safe route. And he delivered the cross today for the goal. So if you could just talk about him as well. Thank you.
Well, I think the to go with 3 at the back, we went to 3 at the back against Montreal in the last 20 minutes, and we found it gave us great solidity, blocked all the channels through, and especially when we lost Ventura, LGP, Ryan, I didn't want to expose us to be really wide apart, particularly when you've got intelligent players like Pereira and Nani and Michelle and Muller, who are really good players and always find the spaces. So I wanted us to make sure that we were filling all the right spaces. And Kelvin plays that position so well. Christian, it suits him playing in the 3. And Nico, I think, enjoys playing in the central. So, and what we wanted to do, we wanted to get more players in the centre of the pitch, with Robbie and Lewis more central, so we could cause them problems. And we did in the first half. And it's probably the angriest I've ever been with them at half time, I've got to say, because I thought for 30 minutes we were in total control. And then we just started to do things that weren't part of the plan. And I told them that. I told them it was unacceptable and to stick to the plan. If they stuck to the plan, we'd win the game. And they did. They bounced back in the second half, and Kieran Gibbs scored a fantastic goal. And Victor, the choice was to play him right centre back or right wing back. And I thought by playing him in a little bit further up, he would be in one-on-one situations with Nani, and he'd have Kelvin behind who played in that positions, and it would be less disruption to the back 3. So he can play anywhere on the pitch. I think against Nashville in the season, we played him as number 10. We played him 1 in midfield, 2 in midfield, 3 in midfield, and we've played him now at right wing back. And he was outstanding. He got cramp in every part of his body at the end, but that's what he gives you. And he's someone that we value so much.
Next question, Franco.
Thank you, Rafa. Hey, Phil. First result for the team first result for the team in Orlando, and the 3-game now unbeaten run for Inter Miami. Both notable achievements. I thought, again, for the second straight game, your substitutions helped change the course of the game. Carranza and Pizarro maybe gave you guys a little bit more fresh legs to press, and your press became more effective in that way, and then you guys get a little bit more control of the match. What did your substitutions, those first 2 substitutions, give the team that maybe you didn't have before, that helped maybe tilt the balance in your guys' favor a little bit more?
Well, I think Rodolfo continued where he left off, and what we saw in the Gold Cup. He came on, he changed the game for us. He made a massive impact. What Hooley did, he defended so well from the front. He tackled so many players. He enabled us to counter-attack. So I was really pleased with them both. And Hooley, I thought, probably should have finished the chance that he got a penalty. If not, he would have probably took the penalty and scored. But Rodolfo caused them problems, and he looks really, really close to his top form. And I was really pleased with that. He didn't arrive back till yesterday morning. It would have been a massive ask for him to start the game. So what we have at this moment in time, we have massive options on the bench that we can change at 60 minutes. Gonzalo was tired. We debated whether to start him or bring him on. I think starting him was the best thing. He needs to recover now to go again on Sunday, and we need more from him on Sunday. But ultimately, we've got great options on the bench. And the only sad thing is I couldn't put Federico on the field, and someone that probably didn't deserve to be left out didn't get on the field was something that as a manager you have to accept. But Fede knows his importance to the team, and they all played their part. They all dug in. Indiana coming on played his part as well. And we changed the system when they come on. We went to a 2 up front and a 1 in behind, which meant that we stopped them more centrally because they changed a little bit in the second half.
Next question, Jose.
Gracias, Rafa. Phil, I wanted to ask you, especially in the second half, it was really impressive to me how your team was able to defend with the ball, especially in a moment in which Orlando was supposed to go and look for 3 points tonight. Your team was able to have a ball, dominate possession, dictate tempo. Can you talk a little bit about that? And I'm guessing that's part of the work that you have been doing every single week since 3 weeks ago, probably. Thank you.
You broke up then, Jose, but I think I got the gist of your question. I think what we've seen in the last 3 games is the beginning of what we've been trying to work on all season. That's what we've been working on all season. The trust to give each other the ball, the trust to have the courage to take the ball under pressure, the players in the right positions to receive the ball in space, players understanding now the system that we want to play. And I suppose a goalkeeper that's got so much ability with his feet that he's almost like, well, he's a spare player for us. So it's beginning to get a lot of confidence because of the way that we can pass and control games better. We're not just a transition team anymore, even though we're still really good on the transition. So I think it's took time. We spoke as technical staff midweek about no preseason games at all. Players coming in late, me and Chris Henderson coming in late. They're not excuses. It's just that we didn't get everybody up to speed straight away. We couldn't implement things straight away. We didn't have the practice to implement things and get people up and running. And that's cost us. And now we're just beginning to see the resemblance of a team that resembles me. And that's pleasing. But we've done nothing yet. We've done nothing. We've achieved nothing. We've just gone 3 games unbeaten, and we need to keep the run going.
Next question, Lauren.
Hi, Phil. La Familia, the supporters, they traveled on the road, over 100 supporters. How did having the supporters there in the stadium in Orlando, how did that help the team come back and battle during this match?
How did the supporters help the team come back and battle?
Yeah, well, we heard them from the warm-up. They were, they were banging the drums. We could hear them when we were in the dressing room. They were right above us. They're right above us here. So they are our 12 player on the pitch. They are incredible. The players now, part of what we want to do is to make sure that they're part of what we want to do in terms of the warmth we showed them at the end. We want them to share that, and that's going to be part of what we're doing every single game. And you know, we are so lucky. We're so lucky at this football club to have a group of supporters that are so passionate. And I think that's going to be the foundations for this club's success for the next 20, 30, 40 years. Is that, you know, when they come to games, they come 4 or 5 hours before. They come to enjoy themselves. They are into Miami through and through. You cut them open, they've got into Miami blood, and that rubs off on the players. And we are the lucky ones.
Last question, Alex.
Hi, Phil. I just want to ask a quick question about Robbie Robinson. I know you took him off at the 61st minute. Is he physically okay? He took a bit of a knock during the game, so I was just wondering if physically if he's doing all right. Thanks.
Was that Robbie you asked about then, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came off. The plan was always to bring him off at that moment anyway. He's had a tough schedule since coming back from his injury. We wanted him to get through 3 games in this week. So it was always that moment we were thinking 60, 65 minutes, him and Gonzalo to come off. He took a knock. I think it was just on the back of the shoulder, back of the neck maybe. He was a little bit groggy, but you know, he'll be raring to go now because he's had a rest for 30 minutes tonight, 36, 30. Well, it should have been 37 minutes, but the referee decided to let them have the corner at the end to get it to 8.5 minutes of overtime. So he's okay. We're just going to rest and recovering him now, like we are with everybody. We'll have LGP back on Sunday. We should have Shawcross back on Sunday. We should have Ventura hopefully back on Sunday. And we will be at full strength. And we're going to need all our fit players because I think Nashville rested 6-7 players tonight in their draw at New England. So they're going to be fresh. They're going to be coming into Miami. They're a fantastic team. And we're going to need all our big players to perform again.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, guys.